Uh, I guess he probably clicked up quick, but then he should be back in less than 1 minute, so he should be back soon. Let me try and reach out to him and see what exactly is wrong. Please bear with us. Things like this happen once in a while, especially for guests. Most especially when it's their first time of using the Microsoft Teams. So yeah, I said it's coming back. It's dialing him back again. So we should have him anytime from now.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. Sorry about that. I figured it might just do that. I hope this time around you should be able to for some reasons when I tested this out the first time, it didn't give me this problem. I'm not sure why it's giving me this problem now.
What exactly is he? What exactly is he saying?
I think it's trying to access my deck my what is it called? My computer, which is fine. I've given it access to do that. Okay, I think it's working now. Can you see my screen?
Yeah, we can see your screen.
Okay. So can you see the beyond coding too?
Yes, we can see your screen now.
So thank you everybody for coming here. I'm really sorry for the technical glitches we've been having up until now. Like Dami mentioned, my name is Toby. And I'm not sure why he put like this full name. My name is Toby, and here at Facebook, I'm a market specialist. And essentially, my day-to-day role is kind of about managing projects. But every time I use the word market specialist, people tend to think I'm in the marketing department or I'm in sales org. And so just for people to understand what I do better, I just use the descriptive term, which is project manager. And I work within the integrity pillar or the integrity team at Facebook. And essentially what we try to do is to make sure people have the best experiences on Facebook, Facebook and Instagram. And if they don't have the best experience, we try to give them the best possible support experience. And so what that looks like from an integrity point of view is trying to make sure we get off the bad content, bad accounts, and what shouldn't be on Facebook. We try to get it off Facebook. I should also apologize in case you're hearing like background noise. Please let me know. I may be able to move out of here. So that's my washing machine just making noise. So usually when people meet me and talk to me and they want to get to know me, what's like really important to them is how I got to where I got to. And so when Dami came and said he wanted me to be involved in this beyond coding program, he didn't give me a topic to speak to or to speak about. He said I should choose a topic of myself, and then I mean choose a topic by myself, and so I had to think about it. Like usually when I talk to people, especially university students or fresh graduates. They always want to know how I got here. And then I told him, okay, I'll come and then I'll share stories. And he's like, yeah, share stories. So I'm hoping that the stories I would share would inspire somebody or help somebody. Um, if you don't like the presentation, if you don't enjoy my stories, blame Dami for not giving me a topic. But if you also enjoy it, blame him for giving me a topic. And so I guess just before I go into it, what I would like to preface by saying is, or how I would preface the presentation is, there's nothing new I'll be saying here, and that's the truth. I don't think there's like one big thing that I'll be saying that you haven't heard before. However, I think over the course of my life, what I've discovered, and with every other person I've spoken to, is there are important things. I just need to keep doing those things. And as you keep doing them, you kind of increase your chances at success, or you increase your chances. And so essentially, I'll just tell a story or tell different stories of how I got to where I got to. And also, I'm planning to get more than this. Like, I don't plan to kind of end here at Facebook. My hope is that one day I would also have a company or a startup of my own. And so these stories, even as I was creating these slides, I was thinking back and wondering how I need to kind of also start doing it or do it more often. So yeah, I hope that someone gets inspired by this story, and I'll keep time towards the end. I know we've kind of wasted a lot of time starting now with the technical glitches, but I'll try to have a few minutes open for anyone who wants to ask questions. So the first story I'll tell you about is about adaptability. If there's something I've learned in my life or across my lifetime, is that, and I kind of have to, the more I grow, the more days I spend on this earth, the more I'm aware of this, that I need to keep adapting, and I need to keep growing, and I need to keep learning and just getting out of this comfort zone. And how has adaptability showed up in my life? I have a couple of stories, but I'll share some. Number one would be where I started from. So my background is in business administration. I studied business administration, but I graduated, and then I didn't feel like I wanted to do anything. I didn't feel like my business administration could help me achieve anything in life. But I did also want to just do what the normal person would do, just say go into banking. Or many guys, when I graduated, were kind of running to Jumia, and people would just go to Jumia and just get a job. I didn't want to just do that. So I was trying to find out, like, is there anything outside what I have studied that might be a skill that will be useful in the future? And then I kind of stumbled on digital marketing. I will tell a story of how I stumbled on digital marketing very soon. I kind of stumbled into digital marketing. My first job kind of was like an internship. I was given, my pay was low, but I knew I was learning, and so I kept going to that job. And then over time, while in digital marketing, I fell in love with technology, and then I began to seek ways of how I could get into core tech or into full tech. And I did kind of try my hands in coding a bit back in Nigeria. Obviously, I didn't break into coding. But from digital marketing, that opened me to a different new reality and to a different new world. And then I kind of broke into tech, and which is currently where you'd say I am. But even within tech, I'm kind of like integrity space, and I can keep on developing. So I said that to say what I studied in school is totally irrelevant. I won't say totally irrelevant, but it's different from what I'm currently doing right now. And that's because I just realized I need to be adaptable to, I need to adapt into what is going to be the future, what is going to be useful. Um, and then talking about adaptability again, another story I can think of was when I did the internship, I left there and then got a comfortable job in an advertising agency where I was being paid above 100K. But I knew like ads was not where I kind of wanted to be. I wanted to drive closer to tech. And so I left this comfortable job. I decided to go try my hand on a startup. I tried building a startup with a friend. It was called Chame App. We're trying to build what would be like, you can think about it as the Uber for wellness and beauty. So we're creating an app where people could demand beauty services or wellness services. And the truth is, if I'd stayed in the advertising agency, because I was working with big clients you can think of, like I worked with MTN, I worked with Airtel, I worked with Virgin Airways. So I was working with big clients. They were keeping me really busy. But if I'd kept at that, if I'd stayed there, if I'd not tried my hand on the startup, I would have gained some experience or some experiences which I had to share when I was interviewing at Facebook. And so the first thing I would say is try to get out of your comfort zone. Try to gain experiences outside of coding. Coding is good. I know many of you are probably kind of like into the weeds of coding and just you prefer just talking to your laptops, which is good, which is great. But sometimes get out of there, get out of that mind frame, talk to people, understand what their problem is, try seeing if you can solve for their problem with your technology skills. This would be my first thing that I would say I've learned and I would want to communicate to you. The second one would be dreaming big. Now, this is obviously one that everybody's going to be like, oh, why are we talking about dreaming big? Because it's very, I don't know if it's, maybe I should use the word generic, or it sounds like what everybody will say if they're trying to motivate you. But again, like I mentioned, I don't think anything here will be new, but I'm trying to make sure it inspires somebody. Um, I One of the things I did, and which I which I continue to do rather, is to just look beyond my current position, my current state, and then dream of something bigger. Right now, even though I'm here in Ireland, I dream of a better Nigeria. I dream of how technology and tech products can improve the lives of Nigerians and of Africans at large. I'd spend my time, and I'm having a call even after this call with a friend because we're thinking of some solutions, just to think about these basic human issues. How can we solve for it? Everything may not be solved with technology, but obviously, certainly, some can be solved with technology. And how has this played in my life? When I graduated from university, and then I got into digital marketing, for the average person in the digital advertising agency, what you wanted to do was to break into the brand side of things, meaning you wanted to work on the client side. So if you're on the agency side, clients kind of are above you, and then they dictate everything that you do. They essentially will tell you, oh, we want to do this, we want to do this, and this is the budget. And then you just run around trying to figure out how to spend that budget. And so for the average person in the what is it called? In the agency, you wanted to be on the brand side where you control the budget and control the agency. Um, but I wasn't thinking about that. I was in Nigeria and I was thinking of the likes of Facebook and Google. Um, Even though I didn't totally know what they were doing in those companies and how my skills was going to apply to them. But it was good. What was good was I had a bit of exposure to a friend who worked at Google and Google Nigeria. And so I felt, oh, if this guy can work at Google Nigeria, then I can also work at Google Nigeria. Or even Google outside of Nigeria. And that's why I say it's always good to kind of expose yourself to different experiences outside of your normal space. And then I was thinking about Google Nigeria when I was working in the agency side. However, when Facebook created they created an office in South Africa, I began to think of Facebook. This is despite the fact that there was no presence in Nigeria. This was in 2016. Yeah, so 2015, I think. This is despite the fact that there was no presence in Nigeria, but because I wanted to go there, see what they are building, learn how they build, and then also bring back to Nigeria and see how I can also build, I began to aspire towards it. And so this dream big is just essentially to encourage you to just get out of your body. Some, I don't know if that's the right way to put it, but I know the realities in Nigeria, especially like right now with like all of this NSAS movement. It's hard to kind of see beyond Nigeria, but if you can't see beyond, if you can't see outside of, if you can't see like out to the world, at least you can look beyond Lagos or beyond OAU. You can look beyond Nigeria. You can look at Africa and just think about what are these problems. How can I solve for these problems? How can I make a better life? How can I get to a bigger company, learn how they do their things in big companies, and then bring back some of that. And so this is the second thing I would leave you with. And also when I was in university, something else was when I was in university, and many people were just trying to graduate and get a job. I never really was thinking of graduating and getting a job. When I was in university, I was thinking about businesses I was going to have. Some of my friends then were laughing at me when KFC came into Nigeria. So I studied in Covenant University. When KFC came into Nigeria, I was myself and a few friends were doing this business where we would go out of school, get KFC and come deliver to people in the school. People thought like we were crazy, like why would we even be doing that? But I was already thinking outside of getting a job. I didn't just think about the normal get a job kind of thing. I was thinking, how can I provide jobs to people? So when I graduated, I was even thinking I would like to have a business that will be running out of Ghana or out of Kenya, just because I thought we can expand whatever problems, sorry, we can expand whatever solution we found in Nigeria to other African countries. So again, I'll just reiterate, try to dream big, especially because you guys are like techie guys. With the power of code, you can build something. And Paystack right now that just got what is it called? Bought by Stripe should also be another inspiration for you to dream big and think like, I can have a company that's so big that people from outside the country would want to be affiliated with that company. So just dream big, and don't mind what people think about you, and people may call you crazy when you share some of your ideas with them, but just keep on dreaming big. The third thing I would say, and honestly, this cannot be overemphasized. This is by far I would say this is the most important thing I have learned in my time, just in this world after graduating. This is what got my feet into digital marketing, and this is what also got my feet into Facebook. And I believe this is what would also get my feet into the startup world, where I plan to eventually get to, because I may need investors. And this would be what I would rely on, asking for help. So I graduated university, like I mentioned, I graduated university in 2012, went for my NYSC, came back. Most people were jumping to banks and Jumia. I didn't want to do that. And then I figured, how would I start my life? Like everyone was like, oh, just get a job or get a job with, in fact, my grandpa was saying, get a job in government so that you can not work and yet you can be doing your side business and making money, which is not a good way of thinking, to be honest. But I remember someone that I knew. At this point we were not friends. The only reason why I knew him was we had gone to the same university, and he graduated, I think, a year before me. Yeah, a year before me. He had come back to university, and I just liked the way he appeared. So he was someone who just wore t-shirts. He didn't wear suits. He had a decent car. He used to fly around. And so I messaged him out of the blue. I got his email from a friend. Then I got his email, sent him an email, said, I don't know what you do. However, I just like your outlook. I just like what you look like. And I was wondering if I could speak with you to understand what you do. And then he invited me to his office. I got to his office, and then he told me about his world. He was into digital ad sales. So he sells digital advertising solutions. They kind of, I would say they were a competitor of like Google Ads, but they were focused on mobile. And so he told me about the digital advertising space and told me to go read up about it. I left him. I spent like the day I left, I went online and I spent like almost, maybe not the whole night, but I spent a good time online reading about digital advertising and then thinking about it. And because I studied business admin, I could see how important it was going to be in the future. And so I told him, like, I really like this digital advertising space and I would like if he could help me break through it. Remember, this is someone I totally didn't know from. I mean, I knew him in school, but we're not friends. I got his email from someone. So he sent me a list of people working in digital advertising agencies and said, you can send to these people, and they were his clients, but I said, don't mention my name. Try to see if they can help you get into the door. I did spam them with my email asking for an opportunity to be an intern, and I was hoping they could give me a role with no pay, or low pay, one of the two. A few people, I think one person or two people reached out, but that didn't it didn't happen. We didn't strike the relationship didn't grow further. Like I didn't get into any internship. But this same person that I'd reached out to initially came back to me to say, hey, so someone had reached out to him to say they want digital advertising interns and they would like if he could suggest some people. So he wanted to know if he could suggest me. And I'm like, yeah, please suggest me. And so he submitted my name. I went into the interview, obviously with little or no knowledge. All I knew was theoretical of how digital advertising was supposed to work. I had no hands-on experience. So I went in there, spoke with the owner of the company, got hired. They were paying a salary that by the time I removed transport, half of my salary was essentially gone, but it was still fine. I mean, I could eat and I could transport myself, so that was fine. But I spent that time learning a lot. Then over time, I left there, went to another company, and then in that other company, spent a lot of time spent a lot of time running ads for clients. But while running ads for clients, I got exposed to the digital world. I mean, to the tech world. And then because I was dreaming big, I began to look for opportunities outside. So I was checking Google career page, and I checked Facebook career page, and then I saw a role um, that I was interested in at Facebook. The role was based in Dublin. And so I'm like, I mean, I lose nothing by trying. So I connected to a few people. So I went on, again, I hope you guys are on LinkedIn. So went on LinkedIn, connected with a few people who had similar title on LinkedIn. A few people accepted, maybe two or three people accepted, the rest didn't accept, which is fine. Then I wrote back to those three people to say, hey, I saw this role. I see it's the same role you're in. Do you think you could take a look at my profile to tell me if you think I'll be qualified? And then only one person wrote back this time around. It's like, yeah, I think you're qualified for this role, based on your profile. And then I wrote back to him, say, would you mind referring me for this role? And then he responded, and I sent him my CV and he referred me. Remember, I knew this guy from nowhere. But like they said, the rest is history. He referred me, I interviewed, I got the role, and then I moved here. So breaking into my first job was through someone's referral. Breaking into Facebook was through someone's referral. Even while at Facebook, um, the impact I've had here many times is because I've had to ask people for help to say, hey, I see a problem in this space, but I don't understand it. Could you help me figure things out? And they're like, okay, yeah, I'll send you a query and then try to extract this data and maybe that can give you a sense of what this of this space. It can give you a sense of the space, and then you can try to figure out how to go about solving for that problem. So again, I'll say ask for help. I think that as developers, you guys would know this. For the most part, the coding ecosystem, you might need to use Google a lot to figure things out, or use what's the name of I've forgotten the name. I think it's called Stack Overflow. Yeah, you use Stack Overflow to find answers. So same way, you don't need to know people to request for help. I think I should mention like you may get turned down or rejected, but also it's kind of like a numbers game. The more you do it, you kind of increase your chances of getting someone who would help you. Um, I will try to rush the last two slides out because I'm out of time. The next one I have to speak on is on impact. Now, this is what I would say has helped me while at my time here at Facebook. Has helped me get. I don't need to talk about the number of promotions I've gotten within the 4 years, but it has helped me get promotions within the company, and I believe that even in your current role, sorry, not your current situation as a student, this is what you probably want to optimize for impact. I know that you might be having internships. When you go for these internships, speak to maybe your manager to say like, what is the most important thing here that if you could solve for like, I don't know, 80% or maybe 50%. I'm sure you've heard of the Pareto principle, how like 20% of what you can do may lead to 80% of the value of value you need to get delivered, and then remaining 80% is like 20% of value you need to deliver. So I want you to kind of think about it, even within your school work. If you are trying to become say you're trying to become a software engineer when you graduate and you're trying to work in a big tech company, what's the most important thing for you to do right now? I mean, you probably have a lot of courses you're doing, but maybe one or two courses are the most important courses you want to focus on. So while I would definitely not advise that you shouldn't what is it called, take your other courses seriously, you definitely should. You might want to be biased and spend way more time on a particular course, or way more time on developing a particular skill that I think would get you to where you're trying to get to. And that's the way I will kind of communicate impact. I don't want to speak a lot about what I currently do, and so I wouldn't be sharing. I wouldn't really share any particular story here. But this is something that has totally helped me, at least in my time here. So again, focus on impact, whether in your internships or in your current position at in the school or in the university. Now this one, I debated whether I wanted to put this in here or not. Some people believe in luck, some people believe in mother nature, but I enjoy biographies and autobiographies a lot. And one thing I keep hearing while listening to what's it called, to great men, they've always had something they've believed in. For me as a Christian, this is God. Sometimes you try everything possible. That's the truth. Sometimes you try everything you can do, and then it seems like nothing is happening. At that point, I just know like God has my back, and I remind myself that I'm not alone, and good things will happen. And I guess the best way I can communicate this in terms of stories, just when I also graduated from university, many people, a few of my colleagues, they graduated with me. They got into jobs immediately, got into whether that was bank or some other jobs that their parents already had gotten for them. But for me, because I didn't want to get into I didn't want to get into any type of job. I was trying to break into digital advertising. It took me a while to break in, but I kind of just kept believing, praying, and just honing in on my skills and hoping that it was going to happen for me. And eventually, it did. Right now, also, you might be wondering like, oh, he's at Facebook. What else does he want from life? Yeah, I'm at Facebook. I enjoy my job. I love my job. But then I want more from life because, again, I dream big. And so right now, I know what I want to build. I know a few things I've started and some didn't work, but I'm trusting and I'm believing, and I just keep working hard at it and hoping that it would eventually be something beautiful. I would eventually break through, and one of my ideas could be like the next big thing that could solve a problem for Nigeria, for Africa. And I know this because like in a place like Nigeria where the truth is the system doesn't work, you kind of have to rely on on yourself and what else you believe in to pull through. And so I would say, this is like my last slide. You just need to keep trusting that everything um, would eventually happen for you. Like when I think back and think through some of the biographies and autobiographies I've read, Elon Musk is someone I like a lot. When I read his biography, you should get the book if you can. It was interesting to read how you think these people are rich, but yes, he was because he had made money from like the PayPal, but then he had put in all of this money into trying to start like Tesla and SpaceX, and it was kind of like close to hitting bottom, and then obviously he broke through. If you kind of think about, I think it was Thomas Edison who I think he was famed to have found the light bulb, and he had tried it 99 times or so, something like that. But he just had to keep doing it and just believing that was eventually going to succeed, and he did. So yeah, just have some faith. Just try hanging on there, and I believe that hopefully you'll be able to create this beautiful life that you want for yourself. I know I've spoken a lot. I don't know if I have time, but if there's any question, I'll be happy to answer. And if there's none, that's fine also.
Whoa, that was an awesome session. Please, if you have any question, you can just put it down on the chat angle. There's a chat session probably at the bottom or at the top, depending on the device you're using. You can just ask your question and it will be answered. So if you have any question, you can type it down and it will be answered.
And also, like, it's fine if anybody wants to speak up also and ask questions. However, I would mention that I don't want to talk a lot about Facebook, so don't ask me. I mean, you can ask me questions like that has nothing to do with Facebook and Facebook business, but something that would be helpful to you in your career, or if you were considering coming to Facebook, I could speak to those. But if you're asking something about like Facebook business, how it operates and all of that, I'm not in the PR department, and I won't be able to speak to that. So if you don't want to type, you can just also, I suppose, speak up or raise your hand and stuff.
Okay, good afternoon.
Hi, good afternoon.
Yeah, my name is Ajibola. I really appreciate your motivational talk. It inspired me, and I pray God would always be with you and grant you wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Yeah, my question is, initially, I'm not an IT person, and my love for IT just started February when I met Damilola. And since then, I've always made up my mind I would love to go into IT. But I find it difficult to understand the basis of some other things. And because of the course I'm studying, I did accounting, and I'm also running an accounting education. So I want to ask, is there any hope for we that does not have the knowledge, the background at all of anything called IT? I'm not shy to say this. I can't really operate the system very well. I can only type, but there's some package I can work on. Demi has given me a lot of assignment to work on, but I'm very sure he's not getting feedback because I've been finding it difficult. So is there any hope for we that will find IT difficult to be a guru or a scholar like you too when it comes to IT? Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for that question. So first of all, I'm not a guru and I'm not a scholar. Secondly, I didn't have a, what's it called? I didn't have a background in computer science or a technical background. My background was in business administration. I got interested in tech and learned to code, but I don't even code right now. Like I can't even create like a complex app like most of you guys can do. It was just something I learned out of interest. So your question is, can someone who is non-technical find himself in a tech company? And yes, you need to think about it as a company, and it has many different parts, right? There is product, there's engineering, there is design, there is accounting, there's legal, there's operations, there's like a huge part of there's a huge part of every tech company that is not technically related. However, I would mention that you would always find value if you have some technical skills. Just again, it's up to the way I tell people is it's up to you to choose what you're interested in, and then align yourself to what you want to build yourself in, to align yourself to where you want to grow. If you feel like you don't even want to have anything to do with this technical thing, but you want to work in a tech company, that's fine. I'll say keep doing your accounting stuff, but then you want to keep your eyes out for, are there accounting opportunities within what is it called, within tech companies that you can work for. So if you think about Nigeria, for example, there's like all these startups coming up every now and then, and these guys are tech companies that could become big and could become like the next Paystack or even bigger than Paystack. So you might want to find your way into getting into those companies. That's one way. A second way of thinking about it is think about technology as a means to an end and not an end of itself. Technology only tries to solve a problem. So, for example, let's say you get out of or you finish when you finish your university, you start working in, I'm not sure where you choose to work, but you start working wherever you start working. You begin to notice inefficiencies and problem areas and pain points in your accounting space. Then you can hook up with one of these your friends and say, hey, I find this a problem, I find this a challenge, and I would want to solve it. Is there any way we can use technology to solve it? If you think about it, many of the big tech companies um, solve a particular problem. They call them disruptors because they come into a traditional industry and disrupt it. So Stripe is a payments company. Paystack is a payments company. These guys are essentially rivaling banks. If you think about it, if you think of, I don't know if you've heard of Square, but Square kind of creates a system where essentially you can receive payments, you can do like HR relations matter, you can do peer-to-peer, like a peer can send you money. If you think about it, this is like all accounting side. So the truth is, when these developers want to build that solution, they would need you, right? You're the one who knows how balance sheets works. You're the one who knows how profit and loss works. You're the one who knows how for every credit side, there must be a debit side. Like these technical guys don't know it. So if they want to build that solution, they will be looking to pair up with someone like you. So you can be like a co-founder. And yeah, they are non-technical co-founders. And they have like nothing to do with the code base of companies. They don't even go there at all. But then they help in the development of the product. So think about it. Remember when I said focus on impact? Think about it like within accounting, maybe when you start working or if you've done internships somewhere, like what is a pain point, and how can you build a solution to solve for it. So Dami, for example, was telling me of how we built a solution to solve for getting rooms in the university. Now there's this, prior to now there's traditional real estate agents, or Omonile and all of that stuff, but right now Dami has essentially come with the solution and tried to kind of disrupt that space. He could have found someone who was a real estate agent to work with him to build that and then to scale it outside of just his school to all other schools. So don't think about tech as an end, but think about it as a means to an end. I hope that makes sense.
Yeah, thank you very much, Toby. It makes total sense, and I really love that. Please, if you have any other question, you can just Toby, can you please drop your like social media handles so that they can reach out to you if they want to reach out to you? What's like your Twitter or LinkedIn or something?
Yeah, sure. I would drop my LinkedIn. I probably spend more time there. Um, I'll just send the link. I think that's just the best thing to do.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, thank you very much. Your session was very, very insightful. And when I called you, I was like, when I heard about your story, I was like, how did someone that studied business admin get into Facebook? Like I've always thought that those kind of administrative roles are for those white guys down there, and it's tough for even black guys to get into those kind of administrative role. But then for you to get into it, and I later realized that there are even a lot of Nigerians that are in administrative roles, a lot of them also in technical roles. But then, irrespective of whatever you are into, because it's a tech company doesn't mean that it's only for the tech guys. Everyone have a shot, and we just need to figure out how to get into our shots. And one major thing I also picked is you don't know anyone, but you kind of figure out a way to get those connections by yourself, and you got those referrals, and got you promotions and cool like that. Thank you very much, Toby.
Yeah.
We really, really enjoyed the session, and I believe people will reach out to you on LinkedIn if they have any other question. Yeah,
Thank you very much for having me, and I wish you all success.
thank you very much.
All right, take care.
Yeah. So our second speaker for today is this something I didn't know could happen until he told me, and even till now I'm still trying to figure out how is it possible. So our second speaker is Muyiwa Egbewale. I don't know if I pronounce this one. Egbewale. I believe I should pronounce it right. But then he's going to talk about professional graphics design with Microsoft PowerPoint. All my life, I've always believed PowerPoint is just do slide for shows, I mean for presentations in class and code like that, and they are good to go. But then I never believed it could happen. And after I had the topic, I went to check up on it, and I was seeing people that were on like $2,000 per hour job, $25, $60 per, I mean $2,000 per month job, $60 per hour job, doing designs and graphics with PowerPoint. So Muiwa, are you around? Are you there?
Yes, yes, I'm here. Can you hear
Yeah.
me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you. I'm looking forward to
Cool.
listening to your session. So over to you.
All right, cool stuff. Good evening, everybody. So my name is Muyiwa, and yeah, graphic design with professional graphic design with MS PowerPoint.
Sorry,
Well,
Nigerian
to a very large
network.
extent, yeah. Can you hear me?
Okay.
Can you hear me? Am I audible?
Yeah.
Okay,
We can
I should go
hear
ahead, right?
you, Miwa. We can hear you. Yeah, you can.
Oh, great stuff. Great stuff. Thank you. Okay, so it's as it were not so popular niche, okay? Because what most persons are aware of is the use of Microsoft PowerPoint to create presentation slides, pitches when they want to, go and pitch to companies and all that. So, or for, investment pitches, as I said, or for different presentations, basically. So most persons have that kind of, should I say, closed mindset to Microsoft PowerPoint. Well, to a very large extent, let me shock you. I had the same mindset till earlier this year, say till April this year. So I started designing with Microsoft PowerPoint May this year. And I've actually made more money with Microsoft PowerPoint, in that sense. Because to a very large extent, when people see such designs that I make with Microsoft PowerPoint, they are stunned and they can't exactly differentiate between such designs and one made with, say, Adobe Photoshop or Illustrator and all that. I'm not exactly sure if you can see me because prior to now, my network was messing up. So I just want to act by faith that you guys can hear me very well.
We can
So I'll
hear
just
you.
continue.
We can
All
hear
right, great stuff. All right, so I'll be sharing my screen now, and I'll be showing you guys some designs I made. I just showed maybe one or two. I made recently with PowerPoint. Let me see. Okay. Um, okay, all right. Um, Okay, can you guys see my screen right now? Can you see my screen?
Not yet. I can't see it yet from this end.
Okay. Okay, you should be able to see it very soon. Okay, can you see it now? I think you should be able to see now.
If anybody can see it from their end, they should let us know.
All right.
From my end, I can't see
Who
it
can
yet.
see my screen? Please let me know if you can see my screen.
See your screen.
Can someone just comment if
We
so I've
cannot.
put
We
in the
cannot.
screen sharing function? You cannot. Wow.
Cannot.
Okay. Let me see.
You can probably
All
try
right.
and connect back and see if it will work.
Oh, all right. Give me a sec. Okay, so as I was saying, before, the whole screen sharing thing, it should come on anytime soon. Okay. Most persons are actually not, um, PowerPoint, and most times people think they exactly need something quite far-fetched, or to know or to learn something, should I say, from the scratch now, a complicated application or software before they can exactly, should I say, make money now, or there's this saying in Yoruba that "Ohun wala sokoto wala po sokoto," in that sense. Now, what that basically means is that what you're looking for, as it were, you have it already with you. You have all you need. You have, so what the things that you're looking for outside, you have it already with you. Okay, so the whole point is that a lot of persons pay exorbitant rates to learn Adobe Photoshop. There's no big deal with that at all. It's on point, like it's cool, no problem. On point graphic designers have made it, Adobe Photoshop and all that. However, just imagine such a person who just paid, let's say, a professional Adobe Photoshop, specialist in that sense, graphic designer. Let's say I want to learn from such a person. I pay the person, say, 50K to teach me on that, and I had to install Adobe Photoshop, probably buy the software and all that, and I even have to update it over time. However, I had no idea that I could design with Microsoft PowerPoint itself. Okay, now let me try the screen share function again and see. Okay, share.
Okay.
Okay, I've put on the share function. Let me see if can you see it now, or you still can't.
I still can't. I don't know if you can probably
Let me
try
know
and
if you
share
can
your
see it.
slide with me. I can probably try and share it from here, but I still can't see it.
Can you see my screen? Can anyone confirm, please?
No, I can't. I can't see your screen.
Sorry, I'm not so
Yeah.
used to with Microsoft Teams. I'm much more familiar with
Yeah, using your PC, right?
other ones. Is anybody on the line? I'm not hearing anything from anybody.
Yeah. Can you hear me? Can you?
Okay, you can hear me. I can hear
Yeah, I
you,
can
but
hear you.
can you see? But
Okay.
can you see my screen?
No.
Okay, you cannot. Okay.
We
Yeah.
can hear you, but we can't see your screen.
Can you probably
All right.
share your slide with
Cool
me,
stuff.
and
Thank you for letting me
I'll
know.
try and share it from here. Hello. Please let's just wait for a few minutes and see if we can try to share the screen. I think it tried opening now or something, but my screen changed and then went back to how it was before. Yeah, I can see your screen now. I can see your screen now.
Yeah. Oh, I can see your screen, but the voice is lost.
Things like this happen once in a while, whereby our speakers would have one form of technical glitch. Even with appropriate preparation and testings, it still happens once in a while. So I guess it would connect soon. I'll be able to hear it. Okay, he said he would reconnect, so hopefully once he reconnects, everything should be faster. Everything should be better. So let's just give him 1 or 2 minutes and he should be back full flesh. If after some minutes, if we can't reach him, we'll just call in our third speaker, and probably after our third speaker, he will come again. So let's just wait for like 2 more minutes and see if we can connect. Um, so we'll try to see if we can fix this issue. But then I think while waiting, we should have our third speaker, and then just after our third speaker, it will come back on again. And while our third speaker is on, we'll try to see how we can resolve his issue. So our third speaker, who is now our second speaker, is Timileyin Odubola, and he'll be talking quickly on data analysis and visualization with Power BI. So for those of us that don't know about what Power BI is, I discovered Power BI some years ago, and I was like, what have I been doing? Or how come I've not discovered about this tool? So Power BI is just, as many people might have heard, it's just a data analysis tool or a data visualization tool. And before, whenever I hear that word data analysis or data visualization, I'm always like, that's some badass guru stuff. But then Power BI just makes all those badass guru stuff when you want to represent data, and makes it look like makes it something you can literally everyone can literally do. It's like turning a Lamborghini to a toy car. How would I even describe it? It's turning something very, very complex and giving it a powerful tool to make it very, very simple. So similarly, are you there? Can you hear me? Simi, hello. Can anyone hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay,
Yes. Yeah.
okay,
Second.
okay. So I can see Timmy on the
All right.
call.
Um,
Okay, seems Muyiwa is back.
okay. Yeah, I'm back. Can you hear me?
Okay, yeah, we can hear you. Can you try sharing your screen and let's see if it will work? Can you try it now?
Okay, okay. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
doing that. Yeah, I'm doing that right away.
Okay.
Sorry for the glitch. Okay. Let's see. All right, so I've done that. Can you just confirm if you can see my screen?
It's still not
Can you
showing.
see my screen now?
Not yet.
Okay.
Okay,
Let me cancel and
I
share
think it's probably going to come up.
later. All right. Probably it's a thing on.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Oh.
I guess this is a connection issue or something, but then it looks like something would come up soon. So
Oh. All right.
yeah.
So you should get something soon. Should. Okay. It's asked to come up really before I can really do it so much.
Yeah. Your topic is a topic that
I
people
just
need
want
to
to quickly
see.
show us something quite simple, and that will serve as the foundation for everything, basically.
Okay.
Um, okay. Probably it's my system acting up. Oh,
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
exactly. You got it. Yeah,
Yeah, Timmy, we could
practical.
see you,
Yeah,
but
you have to see for yourself and see how really it works. How
there is noise from so many people.
yeah. Let me try. Let me try again. Okay. There's noise from if you could probably move where there's noise. So I've tried sharing my screen again. So you should see it anytime soon. It should come up again. So I'll just leave it and just assume that you're going to see my screen later on. All right. Okay. All right. So let me first start with this. So when you see my screen,
Yeah,
when
we can see your
my
screen.
screen, amazing. So you can see PowerPoint, right?
Yeah, we can see PowerPoint.
Nice. So I'm glad. Okay, so you see the home, insert, design, transition, animation, slideshow, review, view. Now these are the things you most likely, I say most likely, you definitely are going to need while creating a slide. For Microsoft PowerPoint. At the same time, when you create slides for Microsoft PowerPoint, what you're basically doing indirectly is you are creating graphic designs indirectly, because to a very large extent, graphic designs are representation of a mental picture, in something mobile or in a graphic form, basically. So it's a transference of picture in two places. First in your mind, then on paper or on in on how do I put it now? On an artboard on the software as it were. So when you have Adobe Photoshop, for example, there's something called an artboard. An artboard is like a canvas. When you want to paint, you have a canvas, like the material on which you paint, like a plain white paper in that sense. The same way on Microsoft PowerPoint, in Adobe Photoshop, we have an artboard. Now this is what happens when let me okay, new slide. Now this is what happens. Can you guys still see me? Can you guys hear me rather?
Yeah,
So
we
this is
can
what
hear you.
happens. Yeah, cool. So this is what happens, that there is these two sections, basically click to add title, click to add text. That are the very first things that you see when you open your Microsoft PowerPoint. And apparently when creating graphic design, we exactly don't need these things. We don't need them. We want a clean or clear page, all right, with which you can work. Let me delete this slide, so I'll just work with this new slide. Okay, so the first thing you do, or the very first thing you have to do while creating a graphic design with Microsoft PowerPoint is you first delete this unnecessary, section. Alright. So just looks like an eye when it's in the middle. Alright. So when I click in the middle, on the middle as it were, it only give me the function to type text. However, if I click on the side of any of the side of the four rectangle as it were, any of the sides, all right, and I click, it would give me the option to be able to manipulate that particular triangle. Do you get me now? So I could just come here and then rotate it, all right, or just press delete, and then it gets deleted. Okay. Now this is a very clean or clear artboard with which you can work. Do we get that now? That's like the very first thing to do. Is that cool? Is that clear? Can I go on?
Yeah, we are
All right,
following you.
good stuff. So yeah, one thing okay. Someone saying something, I can't hear you.
No, just continue, please.
Oh, all right. So the design I wanted to show you guys. Okay, so this design that you guys can see was made with Microsoft PowerPoint. All right. Now it looks so if I ordinarily on a normal day I told you that it was made Microsoft PowerPoint, would you have believed?
Like probably some CorelDRAW work or Adobe Photoshop. work.
Exactly. All right, but it was made with Microsoft PowerPoint. And now we obviously can't rule out the place of, should I say, expertise or experience now, because for you to gain mastery of a thing, you have to be experienced in it. Now, I want a long time or a lot of time with it. Now, there's a material I got, which I'm going to send you guys a link to get in case you're interested in this. And obviously, I make money with this, and I charge professional amounts, all right, the professional fee for graphic designs. I don't charge anything less than the amount that a professional graphic designer who designs Microsoft Power, sorry, I have collected as well. So I did a market survey. How much does a professional graphic design cost? And okay, this is the price, and this is what I'm going for, and this is what I'm going to be paid. All right. Now, most persons, when I show them the design, or most persons just know I do graphic design. They exactly don't know what app I use. Nobody really is interested in that. All they need, or they're interested in, is do you do graphic design? Are you good? Then I'll pay you, and then you deliver, and then you get paid. Full stop. So when people, and most times I live with happy clients and all that. Now this I designed this from scratch, including this logo. Let me show us the logo now. Okay, I think my system is lagging, probably because sharing the screen. Okay, so let me open the folder. Where okay. All right, so this is a new picture. So I guess it's responding now. Let's see. I think my system is lagging behind. Okay, but let me just say this. You see, the Grande content designed the logo itself with Microsoft PowerPoint. And obviously the picture is a photograph, so I can't design that. All right. So there are basic design elements, though. You see, design is design, and what it takes to make a design, irrespective of whatever type of design it is, most times it has a general principle of law. Now, there is a makeup artist, right? The person, the makeup designer. Now, the person deals with colors, deals with shapes, all right? A makeup designer, all right? There is the artist, a painter, or a sculptor, or a painter in that sense. The person deals with shapes, with colors. There's the graphic designer, deals with shapes, with colors. So these are basic design principles that must not be flouted, as it were. So these design principles come to play also Microsoft PowerPoint as well. So when developing yourself, or making yourself, or trying pictures, typography has to do with, let me just in layman terms, let me just say fonts. Fonts now. When let's say you're typing with Microsoft PowerPoint, you have Calibri, you have Times New Roman, which most lecturers like. Times New Roman, Calibri, they run away from my head now. Montserrat. Okay, Montserrat. So we have a whole lot of fonts. Now let me just show us. Now I'm going to home here. I know my system is lagging. Don't mind. I don't know what's up, but let's be patient. So I can just show us a whole lot of fonts. Now you may want to ask that, for example, I design with Adobe Photoshop, and there's a way I can get to install fonts in my Adobe Photoshop and then bring a font that is not originally on my laptop and then make use of that font. Do you know that you can do the exact same thing on Microsoft as well? Can do the exact same thing on Microsoft PowerPoint. Okay. Let's let it. I don't want my system is slimy. But can you guys still hear me though? I hope I'm talking.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay.
When
Nice.
village wants to slow down something,
I know why village people. Hey.
yeah.
Okay. But okay, let me just continue. All right. So the same way you can install fonts on your system, how does that work? You may want to write this down. My system is currently hanging right now, so if I press anything, I just complicate the only you. So let me just tell you. So there's a window sign on your laptop, and just click on window and then R. Window R. Now it will bring a small what you call it, tab, as it were, on. Okay. All right.
Is it that its system froze now? Okay, I think it's trying to do what it did, but its system is freezing or something. But then I know that if you click on Windows R, Windows button is somewhere beside spacebar. If you type Windows R, you will see what showed earlier. So I guess his microphone is not working again.
Sorry, sir, we can hear you. But my question is, are we clicking on the window button and button R, or we click on window and then R?
No, you press Windows down and then click on R.
So you press up a run window, a window that says run.
Yes, yes, in that run window, that's where it's going to give you the instruction.
Okay, what are we supposed to now start? That's what we are waiting for.
Yeah, he would. I believe he would join us back now. His microphone is on, but we can't hear him. So that's probably a glitch from his computer. But then I believe you can hear me, Muyiwa. If you can hear me, you can probably try and click on that 3 dots and go to device settings. If you can hear me. You can try and click on that 3 dots beside share screen. Yeah, and go to device settings. And then microphone, you can try and change it and talk again. Or you can, if it doesn't work, you can just try going to that audio devices and click on the other option there and see if it would work. And then if it doesn't work again, I guess the last result would be, since we can see your screen, you can probably try and join from your phone and use your phone as your microphone.
Better.
Okay, I think we can hear you now, Muyiwa.
All right. Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah, perfect. We can hear you now.
All right, good. Yeah, I was about using. Thank you very much. Thanks for walking me through that. So I was actually about connecting my phone and letting my phone as a speaker, but not as the mic. Sorry.
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Okay, now as I said, so the okay, so this is it. This is the wrong thing I was talking about. So Windows run, there you see shell colon the font, and just click OK. So let me click OK now. See where it leads.
So
Yeah.
because of this hands-on session, and we have some people that are probably not even very very used to doing these stuffs. So I believe when you click on Windows R, if it shows you something else, in my own case, it's showing me something else. You can just type on shell slash colon cell colon fonts, right?
Exactly. Yes.
So just show us that again so that we'll see the exact text.
Type what, please.
Yeah. Just
Okay, can you see now?
do Windows R
Can you see?
again. Do Windows R again. So
Okay.
that we'll see
So this is what you're gonna type. Yeah. Just
yeah.
Windows R. So can you see shell colon fonts?
Fonts. Yeah. You know me, so I'm doing this thing.
Exactly. Exactly. Then click OK. So has it taking you to where like the village of fonts, like font village on your system?
Yeah.
Where there are a lot of fonts. Exactly.
In
So
Windows.
that's where it's going to lead. It's going to take
Yeah.
you to where there are a lot of fonts. Exactly. Now this is what you're going to do next. You go to your browser, for example, in my browser. Now this is a tab where I can download fonts. I just download any like random fonts online, but talking about license and all, there's some that are non-licensed. You have to buy license if you want to use for some extreme commercial usages and all that, but you can just use it for personal use. Now can you guys still see my screen? I'll just continue.
Yeah.
Okay, so these are different type of fonts. Can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Okay, amazing. So yeah, I just click download here, and then I can download. Now the name of this one is Admiration Paint. The name of this one is Admiration Paint. Yeah. So I already got this on my system, did all that. Now this is what I did. I downloaded it. Now it's going down that zip file, ZIP file. So when it downloads that zip file,
Sorry, sir.
I just want to make it easier for you guys so that you understand it. And then because most accounts on the system are not so. Someone wants to ask a question, yeah?
Yeah. So
yes,
okay,
after we do type shell shell fonts,
colon font.
We should go to browser. Yes, you said we should go to browser. What do we do?
Yeah. Go to your browser. Yeah, go to your browser. Okay, when you go to your browser, you can just browse any kind of font you want to download. Like download free fonts, that kind of stuff. Download different fonts. Do you understand? Now this is just one site out of many. There's one site out of many. All right. Just Google it. Any type of now. What I googled when I wanted to download this kind of fonts, I googled paintbrush fonts. Download free paintbrush fonts. Do you understand? Because I saw an example of that today and I really liked it. So I wanted to use it in a design to use today. And I'm going to make use of this Admiration Paints, that particular font. So that was what I did. Are you there? So tell me if you've gotten that. Let me know if you've gotten that.
Yes.
Okay, great. Okay, so have you been able to download any fonts, or have you been able to at least get access to where there's a font? We don't have so much time actually, so you can just follow me. I just see. Thank God. I don't know if this is a screen record being done, but I know the session is being recorded, so you probably have access to listen over again.
Yeah.
Now, these
are
example of paintbrush fonts. So I downloaded them. Now, what I did exactly? So what I did was I went. Now let me go to downloads. Now you'd see the ones I downloaded today, and okay. See the ones I downloaded. To another. So now for my Microsoft PowerPoint designs. Okay. So let's see. Yeah. So there's a folder for fonts here. Now, amazing. Now, because everything messed up here, I need to I need to adjust, arrange everything here. So I put them in this folder. So this is where they are. Now, can you see the admiration panes here? This is it right here, admiration panes. Now, this is how we're going to download as a zip file. Can you see as this file, as a zip file? It's going down as a zip file. But one thing you do is you should have a zip file extractor as it were on your system. I hope you do. Have RAR. It's what I used to extract zip file. So I just right click and then I see extract here. Can you see? And then I click on it and then it extracts the font, the actual fonts in the the zip file. And this is it. Most time it is in what we call TTF format. That is true type font. You see here, can you see true type font file where my cursor is moving? True type font. That is standard type and this is that type of font. So this is where I am actually. Now remember, I told you earlier that I already put these ones already. I already installed it on my system. I just want to show you guys the format. That's why I'm going through all these formalities. Now drag and drop. Can you see? Drag and drop. Just drag and drop here. But so when you drag and drop here, it will automatically install on your Microsoft as a font on your Microsoft. Have you guys gotten that?
Okay.
So you can use the font.
Muyiwa.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you cracked at some points, but then if we understand, the first thing is we should go and download the font, and someone drop the link to the font you are currently downloading. And when we download it, it will most likely be in a zip file, and then we need to extract that file from the zip file. The file we should be interested in would most likely be in a TTF format. And then we should copy that file link, that file that is in a TTF format, to that page that opened when we clicked on shell font. And once it is there, it will be installed on our computer. Okay.
That's installed automatically. Exactly. But obviously, let's say, for example, you have opened your Microsoft Word or Microsoft PowerPoint ahead of time. Okay. Open it fresh and come up with it anew. So this is what I'm going to do now. I'm going to put off my PowerPoint.
So it's having a lot of connection issues, but then one thing I know he's trying to say is that once you put in that file, if you have like your Microsoft Word or your PowerPoint open before, you may not see it immediately. So you would probably have to try and close your PowerPoint and open it again so that it will load those new fonts that we just installed. We can't hear you again, Muyiwa. You can probably try and check if it's your microphone again or something. Apologies for the interruption. Muyiwa, can you still hear me? I don't know if you can. Or is it just me? Hello?
I think maybe the network issue.
Yeah, okay, he tried joining back again now. So I guess he probably have some internet issues. Nigeria, no matter how prepared you are, one thing or the other way, just bring down that work. We should just bear with him, please.
And bad network.
All right. Can you hear me?
Yeah, Muyiwa, we can hear you.
Can you hear me now?
We can hear you.
Okay, now I'm using my phone as mic, so it
Okay.
cannot slide in.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm using my phone as mic now. So I just hope my still visible to you guys. I think I should be able to see from my end. In fact, even my screen is visible. Okay, so let's see.
I'm still seeing the web. I'm still seeing your Chrome browser on. I don't know whether it's Chrome.
That's where I am right now.
Your Chrome browser.
That's where I am.
Okay.
Yeah, that's where I am. Okay, so let's just. Okay, so my PowerPoint is opening. Can you see that?
Can you move your mouse so that I'll just confirm that things are not frozen?
All right. Okay. Click on blank presentation.
So I guess some people cannot see your screen.
But you can. But can you?
I'm only seeing a frozen version. It looks like it's frozen from my end.
Oh, all right.
Yes.
So
probably stop sharing and share again or something.
Yeah. I get that out though. Okay. Okay.
Okay, I can stop sharing. So just share again.
Yeah, that would do. Sorry, there's some background noise where I am, but
it's no problem.
Working on getting it on now. Okay. Come on. Okay, let me just rejoin.
Okay. So why are trying to rejoin?
I hope it's clear, by the way, what I said about. Yeah, I said I hope it's clear that what I said about the old font thing, how to install fonts and how to make use of it. Now, that what we are going to be doing right now, just going straight into the design. All right. So I'll just be showing you what I call, or at least in the book I used to learn about it, and it was called the magic wand. All right. So I'll leave you guys with a particular Instagram handle where you guys can learn, where you guys can see some very masterpiece done with Microsoft PowerPoint, even some very on point video media and all. So I'll show you. Let's see. Okay, so my Microsoft is coming back on my system. Okay. Oh, nice. Okay. So my screen sharing should start anytime now. Okay, you are not still clear with the installing. I think someone just talking about not still clear with installing.
Yeah.
Something now. Okay, I think it's actually so much good now that I'm using. I'm sorry I'm taking so much time. Okay, but I'll rush through it now. Okay, so again. Now this is something you're going to do. Your system has a Windows button, right? Can you see like 4 rectangles? How am I going to call it? Tilted rectangles. Like press that down. Yes, beside the space, exactly.
Side alternates 4 rectangles.
Exactly. Now, yeah, I've started screen sharing. You should show that 10 times soon. Now, click on that. Then, now click on that and press it down. Okay. Then click on R. Press it down on R. Nice. I think my screen sharing has started. Who else can see it? I can see it from my end. Who else can see it? I can see my
Yeah, I
screen
can
sharing
see
from my
it.
end.
I
Who
can
else
see
can
your
see it?
screen now. Hello, Muiwa.
Okay. Um.
Yeah, we can see your screen now.
Okay. Um. Yeah, I think I'm back. I'm back. If you can hear me, please confirm.
Yeah, we can hear you and see your screen.
Oh my god. Sorry, don't mind me. My village people. Okay. So screen sharing should start sharing anytime soon.
We can see your screen. We can see your screen.
Oh, you can. Amazing stuff.
But
That's cool.
I can see it at least, even though your mouse is not
Okay.
moving.
Okay. What part can you see? What application or what Google Chrome?
I think it's probably frozen or something. But I can see Teams, but then
Okay.
it's just changed now. But then you can continue. We are way past our time, so you can just try and continue.
Oh, all right. So I think it's much better now. It should be much better now.
Yeah, I can
Okay.
see your
Yeah.
PowerPoint.
PowerPoint. Yeah, I can see from my end too, so I can track what you can see. Okay, so let me rush through. So insert is the home, insert, design, transition, animation, slideshow, review, view. So let's say I want to make a design for Instagram. I can use the same screen size or the same size of design of page as it were for Facebook. I can't use the same for LinkedIn. I can't use the same for Twitter. All right. Let's say I want to make an header for my you know what an header is on LinkedIn now, not the same, or on Twitter.
Yeah,
I can't
yeah.
same size for an Instagram post. So how do I change sizes in Microsoft PowerPoint? Let's start from there, and then I'll just use Instagram example because that's the most used. So you go to design, and then you go to this part called slide size. Can you guys see it? Where my cursor is? Can you see? Slide size, like the extreme right is at the extreme right where my cursor is. Then click
Yeah,
on
we can
it.
see it.
So click on it. You see standard. You see widescreen. Click on custom slide size. Custom slide size. Now the aim of this is to get a size that can reflect or can show well on Instagram. Now I can do your research to find out which one works best, but one I use the most is 87. Okay, something to show like a basically if I'm to use an if I want to make a design for the header of LinkedIn or Twitter, that definitely is rectangle, very thin one. So let's see. Just go, just click on just yeah, and then let's do 8 for width and 7 for height. Oh, sorry, 7 for height. Cool stuff. Okay, have you done that, or are you somewhere close to that?
Yeah,
Now,
yeah. Continue.
go. Now press OK. Now it's gonna bring a tab after pressing OK. Don't be in a hurry to press maximize or click enter. Click ensure fit. Is the one on the right part. Is the one you should click on. Ensure fit. That to fit in on the page. Okay, let's click on that. So it will change the size of the page now. You see, amazing. Can you see that now? Cool stuff. Can you see that?
Yeah, we can see that. Continue, please.
Great. Okay, so now let's use. Okay, so I have a background that I can use, but I won't use that. I'll just improvise now. Let's go to insert. You'd see uh you see shapes. Click on shapes and I insert. Then you see a rectangle under recently used shapes or anywhere. Just check for rectangle. Pick a rectangle and then try to draw one across the design that will fit in. Just try to draw one across. All right. I'm sure you guys can see that. Now, how do I change the color of this rectangle? How do I change it? So click on or right click, or to improvise on that, in fact, to make it easier, let me just delete the rectangle. You can just press delete. Now, right click on that page, that white page, right click on it, go to format background. Can you format background? Very last option, then click on it. Then you see a magic wand, as it were, or the portal where you work with. All right, on the right side, it opens up. Now let's go to here. You can perform different magic here. You can use picture as a background. You can use a solid fill, which is solid color. Now let's say I want to use red. Let's say I want to use red. Okay, so let's just say I want to change the tone of the red to a deeper one, but I can't see anything here. So what I do is more color. I go to more color and then I drag this down to change the tone. All right. And I go to OK. Can you see the tone has changed? The tone is deeper, darker now. Now let's say now this is something quite simple. Do you all get how I got here? Is it easy to do? Is it easy enough?
Yeah,
Now
yeah.
I right clicked on this. Yeah, I right clicked on that plane shape. I right clicked. I went to format background. I clicked on format background. Then it brought this. So when it brought this, I click on the what am I calling the pictures? Okay. Then I went to red. Then went to more colors. Then darkened it. All right. As simple as that. Just as simple as that. All right. Now let's try to add some text. Let's say I want to add I am creative or something. So let's see. Okay. I want to check for the name of the font I said I got the other time. I want to make it off. Let's add. I didn't add the word paints inside. Okay, admiration paints. That's the name of the font I want to use. But you can make use of any font. Okay, all right. So let's do this. So if you want to put a text on your design, you want to put a text on it, what you do is insert. You can see insert, right? Click on insert. Then there are different options. Now these options are what you can use to manipulate, do different things. Yeah, the same way we came to insert the other time, and then we came to shapes, and then I got a shape out rectangle. The same way you can do another thing. Now what I want to make sure of is text box. So I click on text box, and then I just draw a text box across. I just draw a text box across. All right. Now I've drawn a text box across. Let's see what I want to write is say sorry, my system has some very awesome I guess okay. I guess can still see my screen though. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, we can see your screen.
Okay, so you go to you see PowerPoint now. Okay, you go to this place. Yeah. Let's say I want to write I am creative. Creative. Now, this is what I want to do. Now, what is my focus word in this design? The word is creative. So let's say that's what I want to amplify. So let's just do creative. You can just type creative in the text box area. Creative. Nice. Creative. Now click on the text box, you see an option in home under home tab where you see Calibri body, right? So I think automatically what Microsoft gives as the default font for all this thing is Calibri body, or maybe I was one who set it there. I can't exactly remember. Or for some it's Times New Roman. So I can now get to change it to whatever font I want. The same way you change font on Microsoft Word is the very same way you change font here as well. So what I want to do is now this is black on red. Black on red is it's unseeable in that sense. So I want to change the color. Can you see? Let's not forget our magic wand. What's that portal on the right side? Never forget that portal on the right side. Now go to text option. Now you see automatically to be on shape options. All right, but go to text options because I want to deal with the text inside that rectangular shape. So I'm going to text options and I'll go to where the color is. I clicked on that color bucket, okay, and then I click on white. Can you see? It has changed to white now. Now I just increase the font here, and then yeah, the word comes alive. Did you guys get it up to this point?
Yeah, it makes sense.
Great stuff. Have you been able to do it? Let me say that. Let me just ask that. I've been able to do something close. Now, you exactly might not want to use my font, all right? But you may not. Okay, let's say I want to make use of Calibri, for example. Calibri. So this is what it's going to give. Creative, all right. Let's say I'm making use of. Let's say I want to make use of Arial Black. So to give me this, all right. Now I like this one because it looks more like a Coca-Cola-ish kind of, you see, Coca-Cola-ish kind of feeling. All right, so you see now. All right. Okay, so let me go ahead. So let's say my pointer, what I want to raise here, let me change the color from red to now. Let me just confirm that you've gotten it. So this is the very last question I'm going to be asking, then I wrap up this session. I'll just show us one more thing and then I wrap up this session. Now, this is the basics of designing Microsoft PowerPoint. How to manipulate this artboard. For the number one thing you have to do is recognize this not as a PowerPoint slide, but as we want to make a design. And as I said earlier, the principles of design ordinarily come to play here as well. So, hello, were you saying something?
No, we can hear you.
Okay. I feel like reducing the thickness of this and make it deeper so that the creative will come out. Yeah. Okay. Nice. Okay. Good. Creative.
And also Moyiwa, can you please just try to be fast about this?
All right. Okay. Cool. So let me just do this and be fast about this. Okay. Now this is basically what I've done. I've shown you how you can install fonts on your Microsoft PowerPoint, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's number one. Number two, I've pointed out the fact that basic design principles comes to work here as well. And then number three, that graphic design is basically combination of text and pictures. Okay, sometimes it has only text. All right, if the text is artistic, like this kind of text is artistic text. Okay, so you can make use of this text alone. Now, know how well or how best to combine texts and pictures. That gives you very good graphic design. So let me round up because I'm past time already. Now, let's say what I want to do now is I am creative. Let's just I want to write, okay, and then I could just go back to insert. Remember, text box. Remember, and then I write I am. I guess can see that. Okay, so clicking on the text box again, go back to text options. Can you see that? Click on the color. Can you remember? Then click on white. Is that cool now? Can you remember now? Yeah. Can you see? Then I can now increase the font for people to see because you can't exactly see. Let me change the font here to, let's say, Kano Regular. Okay. Then I put this somewhere here or somewhere here. You understand? Now, what I just did is I just made a design. Now, ordinarily, do you know that you might not have thought this to be possible? This could be, I could use this particular type of font, okay, as a logo for someone if it forms part of the life of that person's brand, or that particular business brand. Let's say I want to design for Coca-Cola, for example. Now, this kind of font fits in so well with the Coca-Cola brand. If you notice very well. Let's see. Let me try and write Coca-Cola and then oops. All right. Okay. All right. Yes. All right. Can you guys see that? You see, it's something that forms like part of Coca-Cola brand, and with this seemingly simple design, I could make a whole lot of money in that sense. All right. Of course, there's a lot of conceptualization has to go into it, which kind of font will fit into this best, and all that, and all that, and all that. But I hope you guys have gotten at least the basics of design today. How to manipulate the Microsoft PowerPoint interface to make a design. Now, I could just go on to tell you how you can add, pictures to your designs, and just now you see a new okay, how you can add pictures to your okay. Let me just quickly show you something. All right, I see there. So I can't hear anybody's voice. So just to be honest.
Yeah.
All right, cool. I'm rounding off in 3 minutes. All right, so this is a lady's picture. You see it now. And then how do I remove the background? Now, do you know that with Microsoft PowerPoint you can remove the background of a picture? So what I basically do, so you go to format. So when you click on the picture, all right, click on the picture, then it automatically take you format. Did you get that? Then go to remove background. It is toward the extreme left. Click on remove background, and then it should automatically remove the background. Now, if it doesn't, can you see? It has to a very large extent removed the background. Now, if I click on any other part apart from that part it has circled as purple or something, you see that the background has been removed to a very large extent. However, it is still rough. You notice that it is still rough. Now, this is what's going to happen. You click back on the picture, go to format, then go to remove background again. So you pick, can you see the part titled mark areas to remove? You see that part titled mark areas to keep. So I'll click on mark areas to remove because I want to remove some areas. Now your cursor will turn to a pencil as it were. Now you will begin to mark those areas that you want them deleted, and you turn them to the purple. Now the purple parts are those parts that are going to be deleted eventually, or are going to go away basically. All right, so I want to, those parts I want in the background, in the picture as it were. So let's see. Okay, cool. Now let me now click on any other place apart from. Now this is neater. This is better. This is so much better than the initial one that looked rough and all that. And there was still some parts of the background. This is so much better. All right. So that's one of the ways to remove background. And another trick you can use is you can write this down. There's this website called remove.bg. Remove.bg. So you can just upload the picture on the website. It automatically removes the background, with some artificial intelligence that is embedded there, and then you can download the one that the background is removed, and then you can make use of that one as cool as that. So I can just make design and all that. So let me just manipulate something really quick, and then that's the very last thing I'll be doing on this session. So are you ready? So this is what I want to do now. So let's say I delete this Coca-Cola text. Let's see. I want to do something like let's see something like a birthday picture or a birthday design. So this is the image of this lady's picture. Then you go to format. How to turn a picture. Sometimes you see some so this has to crop picture. Basically, just click on crop and then you see go do all that, do all that. So you see sometimes you notice that some pictures, it seems like some pictures are in a circle and it shows only the head sometimes. So how can you do that in Microsoft PowerPoint? So this is basically what you do. You go to you click on the picture, go to format, then don't click on crop directly. You see this particular small triangle. Click on that. My time is up. Click on that, and then you go to crop to shape. Click on crop to shape. Then you see this circle. I want to make it a circle, so I'll click on oval, and then I click on that. So it automatically turns that image, that picture, to like an oval kind of form, oval kind of shape. All right. Let's see. What a privilege. All right, can you see? It's automatically now adds like an oval kind of thingy to it. But this is what I want to do. I want to reduce it so much because this is too large for a birthday picture as it were. So let me make it of this. I'm sure you guys can hear some clicks on my laptop clicks.
Yeah, we
and all
can.
that. Okay. Then go to crop to shape, then oval. Yeah. Then yeah. I'm trying to reduce this. Let me make another picture of the same picture. You know, and new. For sure, I guess we get it better. Okay. All right. So the very last thing I'm doing, then go to crop. And go to crop to shape. Remember, then go to oval. Can you see that? Can you see that? So what I want to basically do now, I want just the face to show, just the face. So I go back to crop, and now I click on that general part of crop that is on top. All right, you see my cursor on it, and click on it. Then you'll be able to reduce what aspect or what parts of that oval shape, all right, that is going to capture. You'll be able to manipulate it and reduce. Can you see what I'm doing now? Yeah, something like that. And then at the end of the day, that will be the only thing you'll be left with. Yep. Let's say I want to make it of this. Can you see something like this now? So yeah, as simple as this. So let me just bring this down to the middle, something, and then maybe reduce it, and then say I am creative or something like that. It's just a very, very simple, small mock design kind of thing. But I hope you guys get the point eventually. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So this is basically probably where I'm going to end. Now, there are a lot of manipulations you can do. Now, to a very large extent, if you download this, if you export this. Oh, let me just quickly do that before, because a lot of people might not know. They will just download it as a PPTX PowerPoint design. So what you do, you want to download it to become like a graphic design in PNG format or in JPG format, JPEG format. You go to export, all right, and then go to change file type, and then you go to PNG graphics, save as. All right, so you're gonna bring what to save it with and all that. So let's wait for that. Okay, so this is basically where I'm going to stop today. All right, but I hope you've been able to get some basic things about the PowerPoint user interface, especially PowerPoint design. Exactly. How to manipulate, how to deal with colors, how to deal with text, how to deal with images, pictures and all that. That's just basic. That's just the summary. That's just some.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
You very much.
Even though there were a lot of internet issues during your session, but then I guess for me, I didn't know about this before, and now I have some kind of insight on what to do. Muyiwa, can you please just drop your social media and do? You can just put it on the chat, so that people can probably reach out to you whenever they want to.
So,
Even though hello. Someone okay. So
yes.
even though
Okay.
okay, can you ask your
I have
question, please?
a clarification.
Okay.
Mr. Muiwa promised to drop one Instagram handle during his presentation.
Oh, thank you for reminding us. Muyiwa, please, can you drop the link of that Instagram handle so that we can check it up? And also drop your own Instagram handle or your social media handle so that we can reach out to you if we want to reach out to you. But then from seeing this, I realized that before we had just a plain PowerPoint thing, and normally I would go to slideshow at the top and make a slide. But just seeing this, even though we didn't have enough time to do some crazy things, opens my eyes to know that there are a lot of possibilities around this. And thank you very much for your session. We've really gone past time. We're supposed to have 3 sessions, but then we've really gone past time. So our third session will be done next week. Beyond Coding final will be next week, and there would have the Power BI session and the other sessions for next week. But then okay, yeah, he has dropped the Instagram channel already. So please just drop your social media handles or however we can reach you. So that if, for instance, if I'm playing with this, I can always call you and say, hi boss, can you guide me please? So just drop your social media handles so that we can reach you if we want to reach you. Um just any quick question before we close out for today? Any other question or okay, even dropped a bit.ly link if you want to reach out to him on WhatsApp. Wow, thank you very much. Now we know that we can personally reach out to you if you want to. So, any question before we end today's event? So since I'm assuming that there is no question, but then if you have any question, you can reach out to Muyiwa on the bit.ly link he dropped. It should link you to his WhatsApp. So you can chat with him up on WhatsApp and he would guide you. The our first speaker also dropped link. You can reach out to him if you want to reach out to him. We're very sorry for going past time. Since like at times they try to control things like this, but then they just go south. Internet happens, no matter how prepared one is. But then, thank you very much. We really appreciate coming for this week. And next week, on the same link by 4 to 5:30, we would be here again talking about Power BI. Trying to look for the topics, but then it seems like something that will take time for me to find. But then you can just watch out for our broadcast, and you will know more about this next week's session. So thank you very much. We really appreciate you joining us. Bye.
Thank you.